Hi everyone, State Senator Kevin Witkos here from the state capitol. Today was the governor's State of the State budget address. To quote one of the world famous, or at least Connecticut famous, weathermen, Hilton Catterley, it was a gullywhopper of a budget address. It contained a lot of nothing, if you will, but an admission that we're facing a $1.7 billion deficit going into next year. How does the governor propose to eliminate the deficit? He wants to raise taxes, shift the tax burden, actually, if you will, to municipalities in the amount of $400 million. How is he doing that, you may ask? He believes that it's time for municipalities to pay 1/3 the cost of funding teachers' pension plans. You see, the state's been paying that for decades because back in the early 80s, the state mandated to the municipalities what we must increase the cost, the salaries of teachers. In order to do that, the state made the deal, well, if you pay the teachers more, we'll pick up the pension cost. So it was an agreed upon, if we will, transaction that took place many years ago. So without any forewarning to the communities and the towns, the state's saying, you guys can pick that up. So that's a $400 million price tag. And as you all know, that's going to have a direct impact on property taxes, one of the most regressive, highest taxes that we pay in the country. So that's not good for Connecticut. The other thing the governor's relying on this budget is $700 million in state employee savings. Now, is that achievable? I don't think so. 2 budgets ago, or 4 years ago, the governor had proposed a $250 million suggestion savings box, if you will. And what did that result in? 0 savings. There was not one piece of paper, at least that was delivered to the General Assembly to vote on, that had any savings. So do I think that 4 years ago he proposed and built in his budget a $250 million savings? Fast forward 4 years later, a $700 million savings? I don't think it's going to happen. But what I found very interesting and telling was at the very end of the statement, he said, I have $75 million in unallocated fund expenses in the first year and $85 million in unallocated expenses in the next year. So let me know if you need something. So what that tells me is the governor wants to buy off the individual legislators for pet projects in their district in order for a yes vote for his budget. And that's what happened the last budget cycle, why GE left, and one of the reasons, why the budget barely passed. It was all night long, if you remember, in the state House of Representatives, passed by 1 vote down there and only 1 vote up in the state Senate. So that's not going to happen now that we have equalized power in the state Senate. And I thank you, the voters, for making sure that we have an even split 18-18 in the Connecticut State Senate. And if we want true structural change, you know what that means. We've got to make sure that one chamber has a Republican majority. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Republican. I'm saying that because that's good government. It creates a checks and balances for everybody. So the governor created his boilerplate budget. We in the legislature will take it, we'll tear it apart, we'll create our own, and hopefully we'll have a good project or a good product that moves Connecticut forward with sustainable, reliable, predictable, and stabilization for everyone, for businesses, for seniors, for students, for the middle class, the lower class, and the upper class. And with that, that's all we can ask for, folks. But we've got our work cut out for us. We're rolling up our sleeves. We adjourn June 7th, so look for more. Come back often, check for more updates. This is State Senator Witkos signing off for now.